Have you ever found yourself standing in your kitchen, perhaps holding a simple clove of garlic, and wondered if something so commonplace could genuinely make a positive impact on your life? As we navigate the years beyond 60, our bodies often begin communicating with us more distinctly. Sometimes it's a persistent, quiet ache in our knees signaling a change. Other times, it manifests as waking up feeling unrest, even after what seemed like a sufficient night's sleep. Occasionally, it's just an underlying feeling that we're not quite operating at our usual capacity. But consider this possibility. What if two readily available natural items, garlic and honey, could start to shift how you feel within just 7 days? If you're finding this initial thought intriguing and relevant to your own experiences, please consider showing your support by liking this video and subscribing to Old Age Wisdom for more helpful insights tailored to this chapter of life. We're not discussing a new pharmaceutical or a demanding new regimen, but rather the gentle synergy of nature working in harmony with your own body systems, potentially improving your daily well-being. In this discussion, I'll walk you through the potential transformations you might observe if you incorporate 1 spoonful of raw honey combined with freshly crushed garlic into your morning routine for a consecutive week. I want to assure you, this isn't some fleeting health trend or unsubstantiated claim. The benefits we'll explore are supported by scientific understanding, and it's a simple practice you can easily implement in your own home, starting as soon as tomorrow. So, if you've been experiencing periods of feeling slightly off-kilter, perhaps moving a bit slower than you once did, or finding your energy levels waning more noticeably, I encourage you to stay with me. This straightforward addition to your day could represent the minimal adjustment that yields the most significant improvement in how you experience daily life, how comfortably you move, and how you embrace the aging process with grace and autonomy, living fully on your own terms. Let me pose a question that might resonate. Have you experienced walking purposefully into a room, only to pause, completely blanking on your reason for being there? Or perhaps you find yourself searching for a familiar word that always used to spring readily to mind. These instances might not be alarming enough to warrant immediate medical concern, but they can be just frequent enough to plant a seed of doubt, making you wonder, is this simply what getting older feels like? Please know you're certainly not alone in this. Many individuals notice this kind of gentle forgetfulness emerging as the years pass. However, there are supportive actions you can take for your brain health. Actions that are natural, gentle, and free from unwanted side effects. Garlic, for instance, is recognized for its ability to enhance blood circulation throughout the entire body, and importantly, this includes your brain. Improved circulation translates to a richer supply of oxygen reaching the crucial areas of your mind responsible for clear thinking, sustained focus, and effective memory recall. Honey, complementing garlic's action, is abundant in potent antioxidants. These valuable compounds act as protectors for your brain cells, shielding them from potential damage and helping to mitigate inflammation, which is often an overlooked contributor to mental fog or sluggishness. When consumed together, garlic and honey function as a supportive team, one that actively nourishes and safeguards the very brain you depend on every moment of every day. Many people begin to perceive a subtle but positive shift within just a few days of starting this routine. They often describe the feeling as being a little more alert, experiencing less mental cloudiness, or even feeling mentally brighter. It's not about miraculously feeling decades younger, but rather about regaining a sense of being more fully present in the moment. And truly, after 60, being genuinely present is one of the most precious gifts we can cultivate for ourselves. Engaging fully in a morning chat without losing your train of thought, following the narrative of a book from cover to cover, effortlessly recalling a name, a cherished memory, a family recipe, or a comforting prayer. It all can begin here, with the simple, intentional act of taking 1 clove of garlic and 1 spoonful of honey each morning. You might not notice a dramatic change on day 1, but by the 3rd or 4th day, your brain may very well start expressing its gratitude. If exploring natural ways to support your well-being is something you value, we invite you to like this video and perhaps subscribe to Old Age Wisdom to join our community focused on thriving in later life. Now, let's consider your heart for a moment. Think of it as the quiet, steadfast engine that has been with you from before your very first breath, diligently working away, second by second, year after year, asking for very little recognition in return. Yet, as we accumulate more birthdays, this faithful internal engine inevitably begins to show the effects of time's passage. Perhaps your doctor has noted a gradual increase in your blood pressure readings, or maybe your cholesterol levels are higher than they were in previous years. You might even occasionally feel your heart beating more forcefully than you recall from the past. This is precisely where garlic and honey can step in, not as a definitive cure, but as valuable natural support, potent, effective, and surprisingly gentle. Garlic contains beneficial compounds, notably allicin, which are known to help relax and widen blood vessels, thereby improving overall circulation. This essentially means your heart doesn't need to exert quite as much effort to pump blood effectively to every part of your body. Furthermore, garlic aids in reducing levels of LDL cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol, the type that can accumulate slowly over decades and place undue strain on your arteries. Honey contributes significantly to this partnership as well. It possesses properties that help soothe inflammation within the blood vessels, facilitating smoother blood flow throughout your circulatory system. Regular, moderate consumption of honey might also contribute to lowering triglyceride levels, another important factor in cardiovascular health. When taken in tandem, garlic and honey work synergistically in the background to bolster your heart's function, not with a sudden jolt, but through a quiet, consistent rhythm of nourishment and support. Some individuals who adopt this practice report experiencing less physical tension in their chest area. Others mention improvements in their sleep quality or find they wake up feeling less fatigued than usual. These subtle shifts can be interpreted as your heart communicating its appreciation. For once, it isn't signaling distress, but rather indicating a state of greater ease. I understand that this combination might sound almost too elementary to be truly effective, but sometimes simplicity is exactly what our bodies require, especially after the age of 60. The goal isn't necessarily to recapture youth, but rather to help the parts of us that have worked the hardest over the years to function with a little less strain. Your heart undoubtedly sits at the very top of that list of dedicated workers. Let's be candid. Navigating past the age of 60 often means that catching a common cold is no longer just a minor inconvenience. It can significantly derail your routine and energy for weeks. A minor infection that might have resolved in a day or two during our younger years now tends to linger, and the recovery process feels slower and more taxing. We often feel the effects much more profoundly. This isn't a sign of personal weakness. It's simply a reflection of the natural physiological shifts that accompany the passage of time. However, this reality doesn't render us powerless. Think of your immune system as your body's invisible suit of armor. Like any armor, it can either be robust and highly protective, or it can become thinner and more vulnerable over time. This is another area where garlic and honey can serve as quiet guardians, reinforcing that vital shield. Garlic has a long history, spanning centuries, as a potent natural antibiotic. Its sulfur-containing compounds, particularly the well-studied allicin, are renowned for their ability to combat harmful bacteria, viruses, and even certain fungi. You can conceptualize garlic as the active warrior component, sharp, direct, and targeting the source of potential infections effectively. Honey, conversely, acts more like the nurturing healer in this duo. It is densely packed with beneficial antioxidants and possesses its own inherent antimicrobial properties. Beyond that, honey plays a crucial role in soothing the body internally, helping to calm inflammation and actively supporting the recovery process from within. When used together consistently, garlic and honey don't merely address symptoms after they appear. They proactively help to prevent them from taking hold in the first place. They contribute to creating an internal environment within your body where opportunistic invaders find it considerably more difficult to establish a foothold. In fact, a relevant scientific study published in the International Journal of Preventive Medicine back in 2014 specifically investigated this combination. The researchers found that garlic and honey together not only demonstrably reduced markers of inflammation, but also significantly enhanced the body's overall immune response. Consider the implications. 2 simple ingredients, likely already present in your pantry, can substantially bolster your body's natural defense mechanisms, especially during times when extra protection is most needed. You don't have to passively wait for the cold and flu season to arrive, nor do you need to feel anxious every time someone coughs or sneezes nearby in public. With just one spoonful taken daily, you can begin methodically building up your defenses, naturally, steadily, and without concerns about adverse side effects. And when your body inherently senses it's better protected, you naturally feel a greater sense of ease, a bit more confident, and reassuringly more in control of your well-being. After 60, achieving that kind of peace of mind is truly something we all richly deserve. Take a brief moment to contemplate your skin, not merely its appearance in the mirror, but how it actually feels throughout the day. Does it tend to feel excessively dry, particularly during the winter months? Do you experience bothersome itchiness, perhaps more pronounced in the evenings? Have you noticed that it seems to have lost some of the healthy radiance you remember seeing? These observations aren't solely superficial signs of aging. They often serve as important signals originating from within your body. You see, your skin is your body's largest organ, and its condition frequently mirrors what's occurring internally, within your bloodstream, your digestive processes, and the state of your immune response. When something internally is out of equilibrium, your skin is often one of the first areas to communicate this imbalance. This is where garlic and honey emerge as a somewhat unexpected, yet remarkably effective, internal skincare team. Let's begin with garlic's contribution. It functions as a natural detoxifier, aiding your system in cleansing the blood of accumulated toxins, supporting optimal liver function, and helping to reduce the kind of systemic, low-grade inflammation that frequently manifests on the skin's surface as redness, irritation, or a generally dull complexion. Honey, meanwhile, approaches skin health from a complementary angle. It is profoundly hydrating, not just when applied topically, but also when consumed internally. Its natural sugars and diverse nutrient profile help your body retain essential moisture, promote cellular repair and healing processes, and support the healthy production of collagen, which is vital for skin structure and elasticity. When taken together on a daily basis, garlic and honey work synergistically from the inside out. They assist your body in eliminating substances that don't serve its health and simultaneously nourish the elements that do. Many individuals, after consistently incorporating this simple routine for just 1 week, report noticeable improvements. They often describe their skin feeling softer to the touch, appearing visibly brighter, and exhibiting fewer signs of inflammation or dryness. While the pursuit of visibly youthful skin might not be our primary focus anymore, there's an undeniable sense of empowerment that comes from looking in the mirror and seeing genuine health reflected back. It transcends looking younger. It's about looking well, looking vibrant, looking like someone who is actively and thoughtfully caring for themselves from the core. So, if you found yourself habitually concealing your skin with scarves or constantly reaching for more moisturizing lotion throughout the week, perhaps consider trying a different, simpler approach this time. Allow your food to become a form of skincare. Let garlic and honey perform the beneficial actions they've been known for across centuries, restoring balance to the surface by fostering healing from deep within. Because regardless of your age, your skin continues to tell your unique story. Let it narrate one of health, dedicated care, and quiet, inner confidence. There's something almost sacred about the ability to take a truly deep, satisfying breath, the kind that completely fills your lungs and leaves you feeling simultaneously light, centered, and steady. However, for many of us navigating life beyond 60, the simple act of breathing can become less effortless than it once was. Whether the contributing factors stem from a history of smoking, persistent allergies, conditions like asthma, or simply the natural aging process affecting lung tissue, our breath sometimes begins to feel shallower. And when our breath shortens, often our sense of freedom and capability diminishes alongside it. Garlic and honey can play a wonderfully supportive role in potentially restoring some of that lost freedom and ease of breath. Let's start by examining garlic's impact. Its naturally occurring compounds, including the well-researched allicin, are known to help reduce inflammation within the airways. This reduction in inflammation can translate to easier airflow, less sensation of tightness or constriction in the chest, and gradual improvement in overall lung function over time. For individuals dealing with mild respiratory issues, garlic can gently encourage the opening of bronchial passages, thereby facilitating fuller, deeper breaths, which might be particularly noticeable first thing in the morning or when exposed to colder air. Honey, in this context, functions much like a soothing balm. It naturally coats the throat, providing relief from irritation, and it possesses properties that help calm persistent coughing reflexes. Additionally, honey has mild antimicrobial characteristics, meaning it can lend support in fighting off minor infections that might affect the upper respiratory tract. Together, this potent yet gentle combination acts almost like a daily tonic specifically for your lungs. It's crucial to understand that this practice does not replace prescribed inhalers or medical advice from your doctor. Instead, it serves as a supportive measure for your respiratory system, aiming to make each breath feel just a little smoother, a little deeper, and a little less labored. Some people who incorporate this routine notice they experience fewer bothersome coughing fits, particularly after meals. Others find they can sleep more soundly through the night without being awakened by dryness or congestion in their airways. You might not perceive a dramatic difference on the very first day, but perhaps by day 5 or 6, you could find yourself standing near an open window, consciously taking in a full, satisfying breath and realizing with pleasant surprise that you haven't experienced that sensation quite so easily in a while. That kind of small, personal victory can positively shift the entire tone of your day. Because breath is intrinsically linked to life force, and when you can breathe with greater ease, you naturally move with greater ease, speak with greater ease, and ultimately, live with greater ease. So, if you've been contending with feelings of tightness in your chest or find yourself frequently needing to clear your throat, consider offering your lungs a little extra care, the kind sourced directly from your kitchen, not a pharmacy. Just garlic, just honey, just 1 week. You might discover that the air itself tastes a little sweeter and feels more welcoming than you remember. Let's delve into a topic that many people tend to shy away from: digestion. It might not be the most glamorous subject for conversation, I acknowledge, but for those of us who have journeyed past the 60-year mark, digestive awareness often becomes an integral part of our daily reality. Perhaps it's a touch of bloating after certain meals, maybe experiencing occasional irregularity, or simply contending with that heavy, sluggish sensation even after consuming a relatively simple meal. These are among the quiet discomforts we sometimes learn to tolerate, accepting them as inevitable. Yet, deep down, many of us sense that it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. You see, healthy digestion is about far more than just processing food efficiently. It's intrinsically linked to our energy levels, our overall mood, and fundamentally, how comfortable and at ease we feel within our own bodies. When your digestive system is functioning happily and harmoniously, you genuinely feel the positive effects ripple through every aspect of your day. Once again, garlic and honey can emerge as powerful allies in helping to restore balance precisely where your body often needs it most. Let's begin by considering garlic's role in gut health. Garlic is well recognized for its prebiotic properties. This means it essentially serves as food for the beneficial bacteria residing in your gut microbiome. These advantageous microbes are crucial players in breaking down food effectively, absorbing vital nutrients, and even bolstering your immune system function. When these friendly microbes are well nourished and thriving, the entire digestive process tends to work more smoothly, positively impacting everything from bowel regularity to overall energy production. Additionally, garlic possesses natural antibacterial effects. These properties can help gently reduce the overgrowth of less desirable bacteria or yeast within the gut, which are often culprits behind common issues like bloating, excessive gas, or general digestive discomfort. Now, let's bring honey into this digestive wellness picture. Honey, particularly in its raw and unfiltered form, also functions as a natural prebiotic, further supporting your beneficial gut flora. But its benefits extend beyond that. Honey is known for its ability to soothe the delicate lining of the gut. It can help reduce inflammation within the stomach, potentially ease symptoms associated with acid reflux for some individuals, and generally support the body's capacity to digest food more efficiently. It offers a gentle, calming, and comforting effect, much like placing a warm, reassuring hand on your belly. When taken together, ideally first thing in the morning, a small spoonful of raw honey mixed with freshly crushed garlic. This combination effectively gives your digestive system a clean, balanced start to the day. Within just a few days of consistent use, many people begin to report noticeable improvements. They often experience less bloating, feel significantly lighter and more comfortable after eating, find their appetite feels more naturally regulated. And for those who have previously struggled with irregularity, things often begin to move more smoothly and predictably. There's even a frequently overlooked benefit that many don't initially expect. When digestion improves, mood often follows suit. Modern science is increasingly confirming what generations of elders intuitively understood. The gut and the brain are deeply interconnected through complex pathways. Consequently, a calm, settled belly frequently contributes to a calmer, more balanced state of mind. So, if your stomach has been sending you subtle signals of distress, if you've perhaps grown accustomed to a level of discomfort that you've resigned yourself to as just part of aging, maybe it's time to listen a bit more closely. Taking a small, proactive step like incorporating garlic and honey each morning could mark the beginning of a refreshing new chapter in how you feel after every meal, how peacefully you rest at night, and how comfortably you inhabit your body throughout each day. Because truly, when your gut is happy, life itself just tends to flow with considerably more ease. Let me ask you a frank question. Have you ever woken up after what felt like a full night's sleep, yet still felt genuinely tired? Not necessarily exhausted in the way you feel after intense physical exertion, nor feeling unwell, but just not quite fully recharged? As if your internal battery only managed to reach about halfway overnight? If this scenario sounds strikingly familiar, please know you are far from alone. One of the most frequently reported experiences among people over 60, even those who are generally in good health, is a noticeable decline in natural energy levels. And the common response for many of us is predictable: reaching for another cup of coffee, perhaps grabbing a sugary snack mid-afternoon, anything perceived to provide a quick boost. However, that temporary lift often comes with an undesirable subsequent crash, perpetuating a cycle that can ultimately leave us feeling even more depleted in the long run. What if there existed an alternative path? What if your energy could stem from within, manifesting as a slow, steady, and naturally sustained vitality? Garlic and honey can actively support this very type of energy, not the fleeting jolt provided by stimulants, but the kind that endures throughout the day. Let's first examine garlic's contribution. One of its lesser-known but significant benefits is its capacity to improve blood circulation. When blood flows more freely and efficiently throughout your body, every single cell receives a richer supply of oxygen. Your muscles, your brain, even your skin begin to feel more alive and revitalized as a result. This enhanced oxygenation translates directly into better physical stamina, quicker recovery times after activity, and yes, more consistent and reliable energy levels spanning the entire day. And then, complementing this, we have honey. Honey is essentially nature's perfect fuel source. Its natural sugars are readily absorbed and utilized by your body for energy, but crucially, without triggering the abrupt spike and subsequent crash often associated with consuming processed sugars. It provides clean, efficient energy, particularly when consumed on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Perhaps even more importantly, honey offers support for adrenal health. Your adrenal glands play a vital role in managing your body's stress response and overall energy regulation. When these glands become overworked or undernourished due to chronic stress or other factors, you often feel the effects as persistent fatigue, mental fog, or difficulty concentrating, and a general lack of motivation. Together, garlic and honey provide your body with essential elements it needs to feel genuinely awake. Not just physically up and moving, but mentally alert, physically prepared for the day's activities, and emotionally balanced. After just 1 week of this simple morning ritual, many people report experiencing something subtle yet profoundly impactful. They find they no longer feel the compelling need for that second or third cup of coffee to get through the morning. They notice an increase in productivity during their early hours. They move through their day without that familiar sensation of dragging their feet, especially in the afternoon slump period. And perhaps most beautifully, they often find they end the day with energy still remaining for enjoyable activities, a leisurely walk, an engaging conversation, or settling down with a good book. Imagine that feeling, possessing enough energy to truly savor the simple pleasures of life once again. Because after 60, our focus shifts from chasing elusive youth to honoring and nurturing the energy we possess. And with the right kind of gentle support, even something as simple as a spoonful a day, your body can begin to remember how it feels to move with inherent ease, to wake up feeling genuinely ready for the day, and to fall asleep feeling fulfilled and content, not by pushing harder, but by nourishing smarter. You might be thinking by now, all of these potential benefits sound wonderful, but is there any concrete scientific evidence to actually back them up? That's an entirely reasonable and important question to ask, and the straightforward answer is a resounding yes. Let's delve a bit deeper into what researchers have actually discovered through formal investigation, focusing not on folklore or anecdotal tales, but on peer-reviewed scientific studies. Specifically, back in the year 2014, a significant study was published in the reputable International Journal of Preventive Medicine. This study meticulously investigated the combined effects of consuming garlic and honey on various aspects of human health. The findings were notably striking. The researchers concluded that this simple, natural duo worked together to significantly boost the participants' immune system responses, effectively reduce systemic inflammation markers, and demonstrably help the body combat bacterial and viral agents more efficiently. But why does this specific combination yield such positive results? The science points to the unique properties of each ingredient. Garlic is rich in potent sulfur-based compounds, with allicin being the most well-known and extensively studied. These compounds function as powerful natural antimicrobials, capable of either killing or significantly slowing down the proliferation of harmful microbes, ranging from those responsible for common colds to more persistent or stubborn infections. Furthermore, garlic helps to modulate immune cell activity, ensuring that your body's defense system remains vigilant and responsive without becoming unnecessarily overactive, which can contribute to chronic inflammation. Honey, complementing garlic's actions, is densely packed with a diverse array of antioxidants, particularly flavonoids and phenolic acids. These antioxidants play a crucial role in protecting your body at the most fundamental cellular level. They work to reduce oxidative stress, which is a key underlying factor contributing to the aging process itself, chronic inflammation throughout the body, and the development of various chronic diseases. Beyond its antioxidant power, honey also contains natural enzymes that assist your body in absorbing essential nutrients more effectively from the foods you eat, essentially allowing you to derive greater nutritional value from every meal. And perhaps most intriguingly, when garlic and honey were studied together, researchers observed that they didn't just work independently. They appeared to work synergistically, meaning their combined effect was greater than the sum of their individual parts. Their complementary properties seem to amplify each other's benefits, resulting in enhanced immunity support, improved digestive function, and better cardiovascular health indicators, all occurring simultaneously. Therefore, embracing this combination isn't about following a fleeting trend or falling for a clever marketing gimmick. It represents the application of nature's inherent wisdom, now increasingly validated by scientific knowledge. It's a simple, natural practice that you can feel genuinely good about incorporating into your body consistently, day after day. Because often, the most powerful and effective forms of medicine turn out to be the simplest ones, and modern science is finally catching up to validate the profound health wisdom that generations before us intuitively understood and practiced. Now, let's translate all this promising information into practical action. You've heard about the potential benefits, you recognize the possibility for positive change, but the crucial question remains: how do you actually incorporate this into your daily life without feeling overwhelmed or needing to completely overhaul your kitchen routines? Here's the encouraging news: you absolutely do not need to implement drastic changes across the board. Just a few small, consistent steps, integrated thoughtfully into your existing habits, can genuinely make all the difference. Let's begin with the most straightforward routine. The morning tonic, a 1-minute ritual. Each morning, prepare 1 fresh clove of garlic, either crushed thoroughly or chopped very finely, and combine it with 1 teaspoon of raw, unprocessed honey. A key tip: allow the crushed or chopped garlic to sit exposed to the air for about 10 minutes before mixing it with the honey. This waiting period helps to activate the beneficial compound allicin. Once mixed, Simply swallow the combination like you would take a spoonful of medicine. It's ideally consumed on an empty stomach for best absorption. Some individuals prefer to chew it briefly, while others find it easier to chase it down with a small glass of warm water. Experiment to discover what method feels most comfortable and sustainable for you. This simple habit alone can serve as a powerful kickstart to your day, potentially contributing to increased energy levels, smoother digestion, and a more resilient immune system. Cooking with garlic. The easy integration. Garlic is incredibly versatile and complements the flavors of countless dishes you likely already enjoy preparing. Try adding minced garlic to your vegetable stir-fries for an extra layer of flavor and health benefits. Toss chopped garlic with a bit of olive oil before roasting root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, or parsnips to enhance their natural sweetness. Begin your favorite soups and stews with a foundational base of sautéed garlic and onions, a classic and healthy start. Incorporate crushed garlic into your homemade salad dressings for a rich, earthy kick that elevates simple greens. Remember the tip: after chopping or crushing garlic, always aim to let it rest for at least 10 minutes before applying heat. Cooking. This simple pause helps preserve more of its valuable health-promoting compounds. Sweeten mindfully with honey in unexpected ways. Honey's versatility extends far beyond just sweetening tea. Consider mixing a teaspoon of honey into plain Greek yogurt for a naturally sweet and healthy dessert or snack option. Try drizzling a small amount of honey over your morning oatmeal or a slice of whole grain toast instead of processed jams or sugars. Stirring honey into warm lemon water creates a soothing and potentially throat-calming beverage, especially beneficial during colder months or if feeling under the weather. Combine honey with Dijon mustard, a little vinegar, and olive oil for a simple, natural, and delicious salad dressing. For an extra nutritional boost in any of these applications, consider sprinkling in some crushed walnuts, which are rich in heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids and compounds known to support brain health. Experiment with a garlic honey marinade. Here's a simple yet flavorful idea. Mix approximately 2 tablespoons of honey with 1 clove of finely minced garlic, a teaspoon of low-sodium soy sauce, or tamari, and a fresh squeeze of lemon juice. Use this mixture as a marinade for baked chicken breasts or salmon fillets before cooking. It adds a delightful sweet and savory flavor profile, and yes, it still delivers those beneficial compounds from both the garlic and the honey. Snack smart with garlic honey walnuts. For a truly creative and health-conscious snack, try this. Gently toss raw walnuts with freshly minced garlic and a drizzle of honey. Add just a tiny pinch of sea salt to enhance the flavors. Spread the mixture in a single layer on a baking sheet and roast in a preheated oven at around 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 Celsius, for approximately 15 to 20 minutes, watching carefully to prevent burning. Once cooled, you have a delicious, heart-healthy, and brain-boosting snack readily available anytime you need a little pick-me-up. Remember, the core principle here isn't about adhering to restrictive diets or implementing drastic, difficult changes. It's fundamentally about consciously adding something simple, natural, and inherently healing into the established rhythm of your daily life. One small spoonful, one minor shift in habit, can potentially lead to a significant positive impact over time. Because ultimately, the best health decisions are always the ones you can realistically and consistently stick with. And when that healthy addition happens to taste as good as these combinations often do, you might even find yourself genuinely looking forward to it each day. By this point, you've heard about the diverse benefits. You've journeyed with me through exploring the quiet power inherent in garlic and honey, viewing them not merely as simple kitchen ingredients, but as gentle, supportive companions on the path of aging well. So, let's pause, take a collective deep breath, and consciously remember the true heart of this entire discussion. We are not pursuing elusive miracles or searching for a magical fountain of youth. Instead, we are actively choosing to cultivate moments of enhanced mental clarity, moments of renewed physical strength, moments of greater ease in our bodies, and moments of deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. We're seeking those instances when our bodies feel less like encumbrances we must manage and more like the comfortable, cherished homes they are meant to be. Just 1 week of consistent effort, just one simple spoonful taken each day. And in return for this small investment, you may very well discover a mind that thinks with a little more sharpness, a heart that beats with a little more ease, a breath that flows a little more deeply and fully, a body that moves with a touch more grace and fluidity, and perhaps most importantly, a spirit that feels just that little bit more vibrant and alive. Because embracing aging isn't about fading quietly into the background. It's about discovering new, sustainable rhythms, uncovering new sources of inner strength, and finding effective new ways to lovingly care for the precious life you have meticulously built over many decades. Garlic and honey are not magic potions, it's true, but they do represent ancient, time-tested wisdom. And maybe, just maybe, incorporating more of that kind of simple, grounded wisdom is precisely what many of us need in today's complex world. So, if this message resonates deeply with you, if you feel even a small flicker of genuine curiosity about the possibilities, then I warmly encourage you to give it a try. Commit to just 7 days, that's all it asks. And as you embark on this small experiment, make a conscious effort to truly listen to your body. Pay attention to the subtle shifts and changes. Your body possesses an innate intelligence and will invariably tell you what's changing, what feels better, what feels different. It always does, if only we can slow down sufficiently to truly hear its quiet communications. If you found value in our conversation today, please give this video a like, as it helps others find this information. Consider sharing it with someone you care about, a friend, a sibling, perhaps your partner. Sometimes, the most meaningful gift we can offer is knowledge that has the potential to heal and improve well-being. We wholeheartedly invite you to subscribe to Old Age Wisdom for more discussions focused on navigating later life with vitality and insight. And please, do leave a comment below, share your thoughts, your questions, or your own experiences with natural remedies. Especially if you decide to try this garlic and honey routine for a week, please come back and let us know how you feel. Your personal story might just provide the spark of inspiration someone else needs. Because here at Old Age Wisdom, we believe we don't just age. We evolve, we learn, we grow, and we prioritize taking excellent care of ourselves and, by extension, each other. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today.